All right, folks, are you ready for altcoin season now? Altcoin season, are you finally ready yet? And people are still going to debate me and say, no, altcoin season hasn't started yet because of this. ETH versus Bitcoin chart has not turned down, whatever. We're going to have a look at ETH versus Bitcoin chart today because it's starting to peak, possibly has peaked. But just to remind you guys, who could have predicted this? Who could have called this, huh? This was when? This was like on the what? April 28th, right? Well, I actually released this video on the April 27th, a day early, into my Discord saying altcoin season started. I did not use a question mark, as you notice. I kept on using exclamation marks, right? And made this, well, again, crypto and stocks for liftoff. No question mark, just exclamation mark. And then 3 AI coins that I think are taking off. You are not ready for ETH. You're not ready. It's not a question mark, it's exclamation mark. And I keep on telling you guys, we're getting a blow off top, okay? Here's my entire thesis. Blow off top coming, right? April 29th. The technicals to the thrust signal, and then to the, oh, that's my Bitunix thing. And then to how Trump will cave. I kept on saying Trump's going to cave. Trump's going to cave. I call him Barney Rubble, the caveman. Trump's going to be Barney Rubble, the caveman, right? Kept on saying this is going to happen, right? Kept on telling you folks that this is going to happen. And it's not just, what's another major prediction? Okay, so in the short term, the pullback to 92K, to retest 92K, hasn't happened yet. Went down to like 93.2K, 93.1 or 93.2. Let's just say that hasn't happened yet. So I can't get everything right, but the big calls, we've been getting them right. The big calls. The other big call, when Bitcoin broke down 92K 3 months ago, I said that's going to straight to 73K. It's going to do it in A, B, C pattern down, right? It got down to 74K, very close to my target. Then when it hit 74K, I said, look, my lowest target is around 73, low 70s. So I think now we're going to at least have a big bounce. I said there's two scenarios that can happen. The most pessimistic scenario I can think of is a bounce to 100 and fake out, which we are right now, right? So basically for Bitcoin, I thought the most pessimistic scenario would be a bounce. We'll look at this later. A bounce to 100 and then turn down. And if it does turn down here, then everyone will get faked out because it's going to be double or triple top, however you want to call it. But that's going to be a lower top when it goes down, and everyone will get caught in this bear market. If that happens, that's the most pessimistic scenario I can think of, is a bounce above 100K. When I said that around here at 70, low 70s, right? I said the most optimistic scenario I can think of is a blow off top. And I just showed you guys, kept on saying blow off top, right? Even when it's down in the 70s, I said we cannot rule out a blow off top. And then by late April, right, which is 2 weeks ago, I kept on saying blow off top is coming. Blow off top is coming, right? Now you guys believe me. Stocks are going to go up. Crypto is going to go up. Bitcoin's going to go up. Blow off top. No one can say that it was 100% probability, but I said minimum, most pessimistic, we bounce above 100K. Most optimistic, we get a blow off top. That means not like 109K, 115K, would at least be a move above 120K, something like that, right? So I'll just show you guys today what are some of the most best altcoins to get into, right? We're going to look at the SP 500, the stocks, how they're leading the way here. We're going to look at Bitcoin, and then ETH versus Bitcoin, where is Ethereum going, and some altcoins. Okay, but before we do, first let's answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo use? Well, Pablo uses this exchange that is non-KYC. That means you don't need to show any ID. That means they can't see you. That means even the exchange can't tell if you're American or not. So of course Americans can use it. That means the IRS can't see you. Tax office can't see you. FBI, CIA, nobody can see you. That's why I made a deal with them. So basically up to $200 just by joining and depositing. And then if you trade, up to $35,000 of prizes, right? Limited time only until June 4th to win, chance to win Tesla Model 3, Rolex watch, Apple Vision Pro, Sony, PlayStation, all of these great, wonderful prizes. Okay, so the link is in the description below if you're watching on YouTube. The link is in the description below on YouTube. But if you're watching on other platforms such as this one, that's okay. Just click on my profile page and it'll be the Stan link right there. It's basically on the Stan link in my profile page, and that should be the first thing that pops up because this is a great deal. Okay, let's get back to the markets. And remember, folks, this is on the Pablo Jimen link only. Okay, with Bitcoin, basically, we still can't rule out some sort of pullback to retest 92K. That could easily happen. The reason why is because people are still shorting. Okay, I thought it was going to stop at around 98K. But as long as this chart is green, still has greens on it, and then we're going to get more short squeezes. This is basically the crypto funding rates, right? When it's green, that means people are still shorting. When it has reds, then it means on these exchanges for these coins, people are going long. And we saw across the board green even 1 or 2 days ago. So that indicated to us, as I've been saying, if this is green, then short squeezes can still just keep going. When this turns all red, right now it's all black, mostly black. Black means basically that it's neutral. The funding is neutral. That means there's roughly equal amount of shorts as there are longs, but still some greens. So until we probably stop seeing greens, then basically the short squeezes would stop, and Bitcoin then turn down and has every chance of retesting that 92K, or those days where you get like a 10% flush in Bitcoin. That could easily happen. So what's important here is not these short-term, right, ups and downs. What's important is basically where is the market going in the longer term. And as we've seen, the two calls I've made was, one, we should get at least a bounce above 100K. We've just hit that. And then I said blow off top, right? Are we going to get a blow off top or not? Let's have a look at how we got here. We got here because Bitcoin bottomed on the exact same day, April 7th, as the SP 500. And then since then, basically, SP 500 has basically shown us the way, because this is all about the trade talks, the tariffs, right? And this 565 level, as I've been saying, is crucial. I was expecting a bigger pullback this week to 540 or lower. We had 2 days of pullbacks, and then Trump came up with his tariff deal with the UK, and so the market is kind of happy about that. So two good newses. I don't think they're really good news, but I'll tell you why. One is they're having a talk with China on Saturday, and two is today, Thursday. I'm recording this Thursday. During the day, US time, they've closed a deal with the UK. I'll tell you why that's not good enough. Nowhere near good enough. But eventually, I'm thinking shoulder, head, shoulder with a neckline here, something like this, and boom, up we go, blow off top. So this is why I still think we're going to get some sort of dip. This is why we got here. The reason why we're having these bounces instead of the pullback I was imagining. For Monday, Tuesday, we got the pullbacks. Wednesday, Thursday, because one, they announced the tariff talk with China. It's not even a tariff negotiation. They're basically, China is basically just saying we're having a talk about if we want to de-escalate or not. So no way there's going to be a tariff deal coming out of this. The best thing they could do is if they both reduce it back to like some sort of baseline level, like maybe what Trump said originally, right? 34% on China, and China says 34% on the US, something like that. So therefore we're not in this crazy 145% situation. I think the market could react very positive to that if there's improvement between China and US. The UK tariff deal is like, that's what's lifting the markets right now. That's what's part of the reason getting Bitcoin above 100K. And that's why all the altcoins have woken up. It's not a good deal. It doesn't mean anything. First of all, it is true. There are three factors you have to consider. First of all, it is true that the UK is a major partner. It is a major economy. That's true. No doubt about that. It's like 6th or 7th largest economy in the world. It's behind India, China, US, Japan, Germany, all of that. But the UK trades very little with US. It's not even in the top 10. Like Taiwan is in the top 10. Ireland is in the top 10. India is in the top 10. Mexico is in the top 10. So it's actually doesn't matter much for the United States. And most of all, last of all, but certainly not least of all, Most of all, United States actually runs a trade surplus with the UK. So it's not like you want to take down, Trump's whole shtick is he wants to take down all the people, all the countries that have a trade deficit with the United States, that's making money from the United States. US actually has a trade surplus with the UK. US, in his words, would actually be making money from the UK. UK doesn't export much at all to the United States. And even just to get this deal done, Trump had to agree to lower he basically gave UK 10% tariffs, but UK, as I said, exports very little to the US. And UK agrees to import more farm, dairy, agricultural products from the US, whilst US agreed to import more cars from the UK, right? It lowered its car tariffs, so it's not like you're getting a bargain here. The UK lowered their tariffs on agriculture, agreed to import more agricultural products from US, and US lowered car tariffs to import more from UK. It's not a big deal. In my mind, that's not a big deal. Okay, so now, that's why I think we're going to get pullbacks. Probably in, I think we're going to get pullbacks in SP 500. Probably still something like this, and then bounce up. I still think blow off top, altcoin season is very likely. Okay, let's have a look at Ethereum and Ethereum versus Bitcoin. So this is something I've spoken about a lot. As folks know, I've been quite bullish on ETH, but didn't expect ETH to go down this much. And this is a situation I've spoken about a lot. I said we have a U-shaped bottom here, U-shaped bottom, right? This looks like the Bitcoin bottom 2022. If you've been watching my videos, you know this. U-shaped bottom, and then basically go sideways. That's a bull flag, and then probably a little dip, a little pullback to something like the bottom here, like 680, 690, and then we didn't even get that, just these small pullbacks, and then boom. First target is around this 2000 area, 2030, and then next target around this 2150, let's call it. And that's put it on log chart so we can see it better. And this 2150 will be 2125, sorry, will be crucial because it means smashing through this big resistance line that has been here this whole time. If ETH can get above there, then basically it's beaten major resistance and also this resistance trend line as well. So even more important, let's have a look at ETH Bitcoin, something I've also been very bullish about. I kept on saying this was probably likely bottom of ETH versus Bitcoin, bottom ETH versus Bitcoin, and we are getting that altcoin season. On the weekly chart, we can see this. So basically, what we can see is here. This was the 2019 bottom of ETH, bottoming candle, right? This is a bottoming tail, we can see in red. And here I said we're probably getting that bottoming candle as well. And it's not quite as low as last time, but it's kind of close enough. So probably ETH has already gone home. And I think ETH is going to start going up now. How high it goes, I'm not sure, but it's going to be a big run. And when ETH starts running, we're going to have an altcoin season. That's my message all along here. I kept on saying to folks to not worry about Bitcoin dominance. I said altcoin season has started because, now, first of all, this is looking like a topping tail. Keep in mind, I'm going to have to put in a regular chart. If this is the topping tail at 65%, then that's Bitcoin topping. And then the push back down would be altcoin season. That would literally be altcoin season. But 2 weeks ago, when it was here, I said, don't worry about Bitcoin dominance turning down because by the time it turns down and starts what people call altcoin season, a lot of coins would already be up like 4 or 5x. So if you look at Farcoin, if you look at Sui, if you look at Cetus, Pepe, Bonk, they're all up like 2 or 3x, probably even 4x by the time Bitcoin dominance peaks and people start saying it's going to be altcoin season. I said, don't worry about that. Time to get in is likely now because this week, like I think I made this tweet and sent it to my Discord about like 14th of April, which is like 3 weeks ago. I said now cryptos, the altcoins have bottomed. This is the bottom for altcoins. This is it. This is the start of altcoin season, the real start of altcoin season. Looks like that's could be working out, could be happening. If ETH doesn't go below 1400, then altcoin season started like 4 weeks ago. So waiting for Bitcoin dominance to top and go down is just waiting for confirmation. It's also waiting for Ethereum to basically for the crazy part, the crazy parabolic part of altcoin season, and that is that then you've already missed. If you wait for that, you've already missed the first 2, 3, 4x of any coin. Like I'm going to show you now, like some of these coins, like Bonk. So what we're looking for are coins that are finding relative strength against Bitcoin right now, because there's a lot of dilution this time. That they've just issued way too many coins. This is Bonk coin, for example, right? None of this is financial advice, but look at this. Basically, it's held this bottom here, and then this small mini bear market was brutal because it broke, the support for Bonk. This is Bonk divided by Bitcoin to show relative strength, and it went all the way down here, right? All the way down here. But now we've made the bottom on March 10th. So, and this is April 7th. But if we put it on a daily chart, you can see that Bonk actually bottomed earlier than April 10th. It bottomed on March 11th against Bitcoin, which is kind of like what Fartcoin's doing. So it shows a lot of relative strength, right? Higher high, higher low, literally higher low, higher high, higher low, and we're moving up again. So Bonk is showing relative strength against Bitcoin, and that is a very good thing. For example, just to compare, this is ETH versus Bitcoin. So if we have a look at this, as we can see, it only bottomed on April 21st, right? I mean, Bonk bottomed on what? March 10th. Like March 10th is like here, right? And Ethereum still didn't bottom till here. So overall, and you can see we're still yet to see higher high, higher low just yet, right? So you can see the difference when we compare to ETH. So basically, that's what I'm talking about. ETH is highly important because we need ETH to run to start this whole altcoin season. Without ETH, we don't get really an altcoin season. But however, there are other coins that are stronger out there. I myself have bought ETH and the ETH ecosystem on the way down. So, but now I do recognize that obviously 2 months later, looking at the situation, there are faster horses such as Sui, Solana, the Virtues, and a lot of those AI agents. Okay, I'm gonna probably have to do another episode to cover a lot of the strong altcoins that are running. But just keep in mind what Pablo said: blow off top, very likely, and altcoin season looks like we're probably on our way. But it could just Bitcoin can do like an 8 to 10% pullback at any time. They manipulate the markets quite a lot. Okay, thank you for your time. Catch you next time.